welcome to NSOJ News Summary of Events in India and around the world. I am Pavni Kodati. India's Supreme Court will decide today whether a ban on the bull taming sport should be reimposed. Separately, the Supreme Court said castration for child rapists is a matter to be decided by Parliament. And there are growing calls for the evacuation of the besieged Syrian town of Madaya as people face death by starvation. India's Supreme Court will examine a petition later today that calls for a ban on the traditional bull taming sport. Last week, the Indian government said the sport can take place. It is popular in parts of Tamil Nadu and held during the harvest festival starting this weekend. Animal rights activists say the sport involves harsh treatment and cruelty to the animals. Critics say the decision to allow the sport had a political motive. The state of Tamil Nadu is to choose a new regional government this year. The state's Chief Minister Jai Lalita has welcomed the decision to conduct the sport. This festival was not held last year. In another decision, the Supreme Court has said castration for child rapists is a matter to be decided by the Parliament. Attorney General Mukul Rohatgi said rape and abuse of children cannot be tolerated. At the same time, he said, specific punishments like castration is also not acceptable. Mr. Rohatgi pointed out, how can the court suggest a punishment that is not allowed by law? The court was reacting to a petition by the Supreme Court Women Lawyers Association which backed castration for child rapists. In yet another decision, the Supreme Court also commented on the restrictions for women at the Sabrimala temple in Kerala state. It said a temple or any authority cannot stop a woman from entering it. At the Sabrimala temple, women who menstruate are considered impure and not allowed to enter. But the court has not yet delivered a verdict on the long-running issue. New Zealand's ambassador to the UN has called for the urgent evacuation of 400 people in the besieged Syrian town of Madaya. Gerard Bowman was speaking after the UN Security Council discussed the crisis in the rebel-held town. The UN says it has received a credible report of people dying of starvation. Earlier, an aid convoy brought food to 40,000 town residents who have been under government siege for 6 months. Simultaneously, aid lorries entered 2 towns besieged by rebel forces in the northern province of Idlib under a deal between the rebels and government forces. Those were the top stories at the moment on NSOJ News Summary. Thank you.